Hello guys. Don't know what that was, but Happy New Year. Um, it's been a crazy year for us all. We've all been, in quarantine or been sick, been out of work, been, working full time like I've been. I've pretty much working non-stop. So hope you've all been safe this year. We've had no cons this year, so I've had nothing to film, and I got kind of bored. So I was thinking, what kind of videos can I do, and I thought of a talk show. And my brand, whatever it's called, is a taco. So this is the first episode of Let's Talk About the Dead. Our first guest is a friend of mine who we met in October last year. Jason Kirkpatrick, who played Alec, with the highwayman who the other highwayman who got his head cut off and put in a pike by Alpha. So pretty interesting to talk to him. Just waiting for him now, and then I'll start the Zoom. So the next thing will be the interview. So see you then. Hi guys. This is the second attempt. I got the time zones wrong. So I thought he was in Atlanta, but he's somewhere else. So yeah, should be on his way soon. I've sent him an email and all that. Got a cup of tea. He's got a drink. So I'm gonna pause it in a second, and I will play it, or unpause it when he's back. So I'll catch you in a bit. Play.
Okay, good girl.
He's here. The man himself.
Hey.
I'm a guest.
All right, Dixie, come on. Get. Let me see if I can get better lighting if I do this. Go on, girl. Now, come on. Oh, that's Dixie. Oh, that's better.
That's a lovely view.
Yeah, out here in the swamp. Okay. All right, you got to sit. You can't just be in my face. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. You?
Good.
Good. You've been busy? Have I been doing any work or?
Yeah, a little bit. Sit. Okay. All right now. A little bit. I wonder if I could change the. Hey.
I'm glad you've had work. It's been such a tough year for everybody.
Go. All right, that's enough. I'm gonna spank you. Get. She never gets any attention. Poor thing.
Bless her.
Can you see her?
She's so cute.
It's a pain in the ass.
Most dogs are, but we love them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you've had work. This year's been really bad for work. Luckily, I've been in work still, so that's not been too bad.
And what are you doing?
I do support work. I support adults with learning disabilities like autism or something else. So obviously they need support 24/7, so they can't really not give us work, which is good. A lot of work, but I'm glad it's work.
That's fulfilling, right? Satisfying work.
Oh yeah. You can get those good days, those bad days, and it's in the job. It's not all plain sailing when they're always happy, but I love it. It's the best job I've ever had.
How long have you been doing that?
What's it now? 3 years, almost here. 3 and a bit years now.
What kind of training did you have to have for that?
You just need a DBS, so you've done no criminal never done any crimes or anything, and they'll do like online courses of like how you can manage stuff, how you can react, and have training once in a while. Some of it's really weird, but it's for the job and it's mostly useful. But I hate the training courses. They're so tiring.
Oh, they're all online.
I think I've got some online, but I haven't done one online. they keep getting pulled, or I get pulled off for work, so it's not been too bad.
You ever watch that show Derek?
That's with
Ricky Gervais.
Yes, I haven't seen it, but I've seen clips. Luckily,
Funny.
it's in. I do single houses, so it's only one. I work with one client at a time, which is pretty fun. I love it.
I used to be a teacher.
You did?
I did.
What did you teach?
I don't teach anymore.
What did you teach?
Report. Oh, what is this?
What was that?
Something's popping up and I don't know what to do with it. I taught drama in public school.
All right. That's pretty good. How long ago was that?
Oh, I quit that. This would be 4 years I've been not teaching.
And how long have you been acting for?
I've been acting since I was 13, 12 going on 13.
Yes.
And I'm 45, so a long time.
Yeah, I mean, you got to start somewhere. How have you? What was your first TV show?
My first TV show was oh my. My first TV show was a TV show on Fox called Kville.
All right. No, I haven't heard about that.
It was a short-lived series about New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina hit.
Oh wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I've got loads of Walking Dead questions for you. It must be so cool to be in the Walking Dead universe, like not just the Walking Dead now. It's Fear and well beyond. Like how does that feel being in such a big universe? If even one episode, it's just such a cool feeling of it.
Well, I think that I knew what it was before the TV series because I had a son who loved the books. So there was a little bit of a debate on whether or not he should be allowed to read the books. And then after that, like I just knew I knew what it was way before. Yeah. And a lot when they first started casting the series, when it first started, a lot of actors and my friends from New Orleans and the actor pool in New Orleans was going to Atlanta to be a part of the show. And it was a goal. I knew I had to get on the show.
Yeah.
I auditioned for every season, starting with probably season 4.
Oh wow! Do you know what kind of characters you were gonna play for?
No, I never knew. But then a couple of times, like I guess I was told after the audition, like, "Oh my gosh, you almost had this role or that role." And shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Pardon?
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. You never know. Like the sides they give you when you audition don't have anything to do with show.
I remember Ross auditioned for Gareth first, the cannibal, which would be crazy for him to be now after playing Aaron for 6 years, I think. It's just crazy how fast this show has been going on, and how long this show has been going on.
Yeah, and how quickly you get swept up in it. Like you don't have time to really prepare. It's I
remember being
you audition. I auditioned many times and like when you audition, you submit a tape. You go to the casting director's office or you record in your own home. And then maybe a week goes by, or sometimes it's just the next day, and sometimes it's been the day of. Then you with The Walking Dead, you don't really get a call back, or they have an adjustment and they want you to do an adjustment very quickly. And that means just change something up. And then so many times my agent had called me and said, they're trying to pin you. And pin you means work out your schedule to make sure that you're available for certain days. And that happened so many times that when it actually did happen for real, I auditioned for Ozzy.
Right.
Sampson's role. And then when they pinned me and I was submitted to the producers, I was like, oh yeah, sure. That's happened many times. So I learned not to get my hopes up.
Yeah.
And then we got it. I got it. I was very excited. Had no clue what it was. Had no idea.
You had no idea it was one episode.
Uh,
Episode.
well, originally it was more than one episode. It was, I think
Damn it.
we had, it was more than one episode. I think it was, we had 2 or 3 episodes, maybe 4.
Yeah, I really wish the Hyman had such a even a bigger story arc, because for the two or 3 episodes they were in, they're really good characters, and you know, at first you think who, you know, you have no idea who they are and if they're bad, but they grow on you like that, and
Yeah, they were pretty
just
geeky
so,
about that.
they're definitely just so unexpected. Like, you know, we had you and Ozzy in for 2 episodes and gone.
Well, I think that it had to happen that way because I guess in a serial show like this, like a soap opera, whenever you're introducing like a new element or like a new component, new character, a new storylines coming in, which would have been the major storyline, which was Alpha and the Whisperers.
The best.
And we were obviously the gatekeepers of that story.
Yeah.
And I think that to trick the audience, they had to write some characters that they knew that the audience would really love and dig, you know, and so get excited about.
Yeah, so good to like even one episode character to have such a love for them already. And then just to get
I think it was built up, like season 9 built up this sort of the element of music. There's a lot of music in season 9. If you go back and look, there's art. And so I think that the world is sort of, humans are becoming more comfortable and they're creating art again. So I think that that's what sort of season 9 is bringing. And here comes these sort of gypsy cowboys that just want to see a movie, you know?
You never got to see the movie, which is, you never know. You could get there's another spin-off coming out, The Tales of the Walking Dead, I think it's called, which I'll love to see. You know, you get a backstory that all the Highmen have that one, you know, I think it's 1 episode per character per group. It'd be good to see you get one on, you know, Aaron and Eric or some of the other smaller characters just, you know, haven't had that screen time or depth.
Well, every time we did a scene or every time we worked, the showrunner, and I can't think of her name right now, she would always like look at us and shake her head and go, "Oh my God, they're gonna love you guys so much." Oh, and she would put her hands on her face like this, and she was, the whole time she's thinking like, "What are we doing to people?" You know, she knew. They know the audience pretty well, I think.
Yeah,
it was her first season to switch from.
Yeah,
she was the showrunner for Fear the Walking Dead.
Season 9 and 10 have been incredible.
Yeah.
You know, I've been a fan since season 4, and it's been my favorite show. And then it stooped a little bit, and now it's back up there. Like with the last season of Walking Dead, the new season of Fear. I'm not sure if you've seen that, and World Beyond. It's also
no, I'm living out here. I'm living in the country since in April, whenever the restrictions hit because of COVID-19.
Yeah.
I was living in Atlanta and in a tiny little apartment in downtown Atlanta, and there was just no leeway. Like I felt trapped like a prisoner. So I called my buddy, John Schneider. John Schneider, he was Bo Duke in the Dukes of Hazzard, the TV show from the 70s. And he also played Jonathan Clark, Superman's dad, in a TV show called Smallville.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And we've done a few movies together. We've done 6 movies together that he's written and produced and directed. And then I met him on the set of a movie about 6 years ago. And then we just became good friends. And he has this huge studio out here. That's where I am right now. And it's
yeah, I thought he was in Atlanta because the time zone is so confusing, because, you know, you're 6 hours behind me, then Atlanta's 5, and California's 8 or 7. I can't remember now, but yeah, there's so many
math. I can't do it.
Time zones. Just it's so confusing.
Well, I lived in Vietnam for a few months, and I would always try to think about like, oh, can I call the States? Like, what time is it in the States? And there's a 12-hour difference between Vietnam. the States, 12 hours. And I couldn't wrap my mind around the idea that I would be in Monday and they were still in Sunday in the United States.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I felt like a time traveler.
like, I think Australia is like 10ish for us, so they're like 17, say for you, which is even crazier.
I can't do it. I can't wrap my mind around it.
If you could have had more time with a character, who would it have been with?
Alec, like my character on the show.
Who could have, if you could have, if you could have more scenes with someone else, who would it be?
Oh my gosh. Just in terms of enjoyment, I'm so bad with names, but I mean, I really dug Norman Reedus. I guess I talked, he was the most sociable, so I talked with him the most. And then the sweet lady. I'm not a fan of the show, so I haven't watched very much of it, so I can't think of her. Maybe she's I think her character is named Carol.
Yeah,
on the
Carol.
show. But the actress's name is
Melissa McBride.
Yes, Melissa.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was very sweet.
Yeah.
And of course, I would like to have scenes with Carrie Cahill. That's my pal. She plays Diana.
Yeah, I've met her a couple times, and she's so nice, and she's always fun to meet. And most of the smaller cast have been my favorite meets. I love meeting the smaller characters in the show.
Well, Carrie's about as tall as I am.
Yeah, she's really tall.
Carrie and I, we've done a lot of movies together. Carrie and I, and plays. We've been acting together for years. Carrie Cahill and who else? Anne Mahoney. Anne Mahoney.
Oh yeah, I've seen you guys talk on social media. I'd love to get both of those and talk to those at some point. It'd be so fun.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. Anne and I wrote a movie together. She wrote it, and I helped her come up with the characters. We did this movie. It was one of those projects where creatively we were just talking on the phone every day. She was in New Orleans, I was in Atlanta, and we figured out this movie, and she just sort of like vomited it out on the page, and just a matter of weeks, almost a full length, and it's a beautiful story. And we did a read of it in Atlanta, and then it's difficult to get something like that.
A couple years ago, right? Like recently, I remember seeing something about it.
Yeah, it was fun. We had Jeremy Palco read with us when we did the read. He's become a good friend.
That's what was the woman's character name again? Andy, yeah.
Andy, yeah. I was gonna say he has a really basic look. I'm trying to like with the sun. Is really blinding me. I don't know if that's
there. There's snakes there.
Oh, beware of snakes. Yeah, not right now because it's chilly, but yeah, in the summertime there's snakes. We're in a swamp. There's alligators too.
See, I wouldn't mind seeing an alligator like in the wild, but a snake, no way.
We see snakes. We saw snakes all the time. I saw one the other day.
How did they make your head for the pike scene?
They did I really don't know what silicone. I guess it's silicone. So they cover us in they covered me in a trash bag, and then there was two people, and they just slopped this like mud all over me, and I had like little straws in my nose so that I could breathe. But basically they put this on me, and then it hardened really quickly, like within a matter of like 20 minutes, and you had to stay very still. And then they sort of like crack it, and then they just sort of peeled it off, and then it was a negative, I guess, of my face and my neck and like the top of my chest. And then I don't know what they did with it after that, until we did the scene where actually our heads were on the pike on the field and that beautiful scenery there. And they pulled our heads out one by one in these cases. They were like wrapped in velvet, and it was creepy. For me, it was creepy. And I'm trying to get out of the sun. And then we
Sorry.
you can still see me.
Yeah, I can see you good.
And then there was other things they did, like it was a mixture of like that replica of our heads, and then they did this sort of 3D imaging thing where I had to stand very still, and a camera would go around me as I did like a facial expression. So it'd be like, be surprised, and you had to hold it while the camera went around. And like, be worried. So I did probably 20 facial expressions. And then, so they did the mold of my head. We did that video imaging thing. And there was a third step. Oh, and then the day of the scene with our heads on the sticks, we got there really early. And I can't remember what scene. We did this zombie makeup first, or the walker makeup first. So we got there very early, and they did our makeup as if we were walkers. And then they put us in these bright green, like, no body stuff.
Yeah.
And then we had to stick our heads in this sort of apparatus that trapped us like this. And then they wanted us to move our eyes and barely move our mouth. And like, make sounds like I know I'm not really, so let's go. And then they filmed each of us doing that, and then we had to go get washed up because we had another scene after that we had to do.
The barn scene.
Another scene, yeah.
How was the
barn scene? Yes.
The barn scene was. I don't think it was in the comics, but it was such a cool scene to see in the show, and very, very sad. It was beautifully filmed. That's one of my favorite shots of the series ever.
The inside the barn.
Yeah, just the way it was filmed, the music, the acting, everything was just perfect.
Well, when we did that scene, the stunts that we all had to do weren't really in order. And then the director, she kept saying, it doesn't matter. Like we were like, well, I was here and then I did this, and she kept saying it doesn't matter. They're these little snippets. It's not even going to be in order. So it really just didn't matter, because I guess it was how they were intersplicing how you learned which character lived and which one didn't, and that was a long night. That we went really, really late, and it was very, very cold. And I think it was Halloween.
Oh, right.
It was Halloween. Yeah. Because
Oh,
the crew was in costumes. And, at lunch, they had a costume contest. So each department was themed out. And it was fun. Like I don't remember which department, but one of the departments did Rocky Horror Picture Show, which was a hoot.
You guys should have won, your head's on a pike.
Yeah, I don't think that the actors were part of it.
Did you I guess not, but did you get to keep it?
What's that?
Did you get to keep the head?
Oh, you know what? Everyone asked me that, but no. I not only were they extremely expensive.
I bet.
I think that if you do a Google, that special effects that we did for that scene was one of the most expensive in television history.
Yeah, I bet. Just the heads alone, and the other decapitation we've had was Herschel's, and you didn't really see the much. You just saw his head, which is just. It was just so.
That's enough.
Scary.
Well, and I think that they use severed heads enough on the show that they probably threw them in a trash bag somewhere, and they can just roll them out again whenever they need another head rolling down a hill.
Yeah, they get another Whisper Rock's finish now, which is
okay. Sit. No. Dixie. It's not about you right now.
Um, if you could have picked, some more story for Alec and the Highwaymen, do you have any idea what you would want to do?
Yeah, we talked about it a lot through when we were doing our costume fittings, when we would talk about who they were and what the characters were to flesh them out. We all had our storylines, and the Highwaymen were um, they were like a gang, but they were all different from different areas, but they were all artists. Like they all appreciated or were some type of artist.
Yeah.
So I think Alec was a visual artist. Ozzy was a vocalist. He was a music artist, I think. There is I think it's Willie Nelson, and that's the only. I think Willie Nelson, a couple of other country music stars, had a band when they got together that was called the Highwaymen.
I think I've heard
That song, "We're the Highwaymen." I don't know what it is. That's shame on me. I should know. I'm living with John Schneider, and I've been traveling with all these country music artists, and I should definitely know. And if they watch this, they're going to tease me big time for not knowing the words to the Highwaymen.
I think I've heard of the song in only because of Walking Dead, but
Did they play it on The Walking Dead?
I think I think people fans were posting the song or something because now you mentioned it, I've heard of the song, but
Before Samson had had headphones, and before we would do a scene, specifically the scene where we run up into the barn,
yeah,
with Matt Mangum, we listened to that song, Highwayman. I'm
did you
looking
guys
for it right
you
now.
guys film a did you guys film a decapitation, or was it only Matt? Because we saw Matt's in a couple episodes later.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, yeah, that's the only thing was quite disappointing about the Pikes, and you don't see them die. You really don't want to see them die. It
Well,
spikes your curiosity.
there is I can't find it. There was a talk. I think I found it. Here it is. About the something with Glenn. His death was so violent that they got fined for it. This song.
I think I've heard that one.
It's definitely Willie Nelson.
Yeah, I can definitely, the Highwaymen and the horses
Yeah.
going in.
We were heroes. It was exciting.
Yeah, you all definitely died heroes.
Yeah, it was fun.
You guys, your group is quite similar to Jimmy's group in Fear the Walking Dead. They're all cowboyish, they have that kind of, I don't know what's called, but they have that kind of thing about them. On the horses, the hats, and it's such a good group. They would, if there was a backstory, you guys would have been for I can imagine you guys being from them. You're a part of that group because this makes so much sense.
Well, I do believe that there are so many possibilities with the Walking Dead that I don't think it's going anywhere. I mean, maybe this TV series, the AMC's The Walking Dead. I think everyone sort of sees the writing on the wall for the show, or maybe not, but it seems like everyone knows that it's nearing the end of its.
Yeah, I'm as much as I love the show, I'm glad it's ending. You need a good ending for the show. It can't run on for so many years because then it's gonna get not so good.
Yeah, and so, but I think that there's origin stories that definitely will come out of all of this. Like, who were they and why were they? And you can only fight the walkers for so long, and then it's like, well, okay, what's next? How would society rebuild? When do you get infrastructure back? When does medicine stores? What are the steps now that, honestly, now that we've all sort of like lived
Yeah.
the end of the world.
Yeah, it feels like, it feels like we have been in somewhat of an apocalypse. It's just crazy.
That's why I'm here in the country. Like I'm not a city person, and being in Atlanta when it hit,
I bet, yeah, it's such a pity state. I was there for about a week, and it's
well,
so.
can you imagine, like one of the first like movie or the show posters for the Walking Dead shows Andrew Lincoln on a horse on the highway going into Atlanta, which is always busy 24 hours a day. There's no way on earth, even if you got there early in the morning, I don't know how you could take that picture. But when we were leaving Atlanta to come to Louisiana on April 8th, not a soul on that highway. We were the only car leaving Atlanta. It was creepy. Yeah.
I bet it's just, everything everywhere is so empty. Seeing, when you go out, and when you go in the car, just or public transport, just emptiness and no people, no noises. It's just so, it feels like you are in an apocalypse, just without the
Now,
zombies. It was good.
how I haven't read much about where you are, but how is everyone doing there?
I we've just been put into somewhat of another lockdown. So we were only allowed one day for Christmas Day to see our family, but I didn't. I was at work, and I haven't been able to see my family in a while. The borders are closed, so I can't see my girlfriend. She's obviously in America, so it's been so hard. I've it's been
Did I meet her? Did I meet your girlfriend?
No, yeah, she hasn't been to Atlanta, but I'm trying to get her to go to some more cons.
And where does she live?
She lives in Indiana.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a very, very long distance thing, but
Where at in Indiana does she live?
Columbus.
There's no Columbus, Indiana. You just made up a
Yeah,
town.
there is, yeah.
Columbus, Indiana?
Mm-hmm.
It's not this. What's that? Columbus, Ohio is the big famous Columbus. So.
Yeah, I know there's a few Columbuses, which is as well. I was confused. I was like, but yeah, she's from there. I'm obviously from.
They were named after the good Columbus, not the bad one that we learned about now.
Yeah.
The smallpox bad one.
Yeah, it's been hard time for everybody, but I'm glad, I'm glad everyone's safe. I'm glad you're safe, and hopefully
Yeah,
you.
I'm very safe. I tested positive for COVID a month ago.
You did.
I did. I was asymptomatic, so I didn't know that I had it. But I was cast in a movie here called Ted Caldwell and the Monster Kid, and it is the movie based off of a graphic novel. A really interesting movie. And then the couple of days before I was supposed to be on set to film, you hit requirement before you go on a film set is you have to take COVID test. And I had already had it. I had it in at the end of April and the beginning of May, and it was awful. Like I thought I was going to die. I was sick for weeks and weeks. So I kind of thought that I couldn't catch it again, but I did. I've had it twice. But the second time I had it, I felt nothing, no fever, not even a cough or anything.
I'm glad you're better now. Which is, I didn't even. Sometimes you never know, which is crazy.
Well, how quickly it spread, and how everybody in the group that I was in caught it, and everyone had different levels of intensity with it, which was strange, and it just how quickly it hit. And this was about 5 weeks ago, I guess. We here at the studio at John Schneider Studios, John Schneider, who was a huge fan of. Do you remember the movie Smokey and the Bandit?
I've heard of it.
It's a movie from the 70s with Burt Reynolds and Jackie Gleason. It's a zany comedy about truckers and fast cars. He decided to do a remake of it.
All right.
And so he restyled it, and it's more of a send up to the movie. And he's a country artist, and he brought in his buddies, Keith Burns of a band called Trick Pony, which is a country and western band here in the United States, and then Cody McCarver of Confederate Railroad. So they're acting in the movie that John wrote and starred in, and they did all the music for it. All this really great modern country music is the score for the movie. And so nobody had any jobs, we didn't have anything to do. So drive-in movie theaters are social distancing. Do you have drive-in movie theaters there?
No, I always see them, some of my American friends posting. I'm like, I would love to do one. I don't think we've ever had one. You might have, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, we used to go all the time when I was a kid, and they just sort of like died. They're like a dying sort of like relic in the United States. Well, now they're having a comeback. And so we did a double feature that was part like con, because John and these guys have huge fan base.
Yeah.
So they did, they sold memorabilia and sold autographs. And then they did a concert in front of the drive-in movie screen to people in their cars. And then we would premiere the movie, and people would watch the movie. We toured all over the. What's that?
Were you in the movie too?
I am in the movie, yes. And I'm also art director on the movie. I designed a couple of the sets, and when I got here, that was my job. I earned my keep by helping with the sets and helping out with the movie wherever I could.
Oh wow, yeah, really good.
I'm proud of it. It was really great experience, and to see, it's a movie about cars and men who love cars, and this chase. The movie's about this chase, this impossible thing to do in cars, and then to see the concert with these guys in your car, and then watch this movie about cars in your car, and people would drive to the theater in their car, and it was almost like wearing a costume to go see your favorite movie. And it was nice to sort of be in a safe environment that was also very social.
Yeah,
and exciting. And it was fun. We did that for 2 months.
Oh wow!
And we drove all over the place.
I would love to. I've never done one. I've seen like photos, and there was one that was really cool. It was like I don't know if it was a drive-in one, but it was like a massive lake, and you could bring inflatables, and you could watch Jaws in the water.
That sounds like fun.
It does. I would love to go to an open. I don't think we have any. We definitely don't have any big enough places where I live, because it's all student accommodation now, or flats, or just everything is getting built, which is kind of annoying. They're taking stuff down, and I just wish they kept history up.
Well, here where I live with John, if you can see behind me like this, they call that the River House. This house is 110 years old, I think.
Oh, wow.
This is the original house that was here on this property when John bought it. When John bought this was a church camp. So like in the summer, like church kids would go on retreat here, and they would stay here. And then in the 80s, it kind of was defunct and was abandoned for a long time. And then John bought this because he was making a horror movie called Smothered. And he came here and he bought this church camp, and he said, I'm going to turn it into a movie studio. And he did. And we've made countless movies here. It's an independent sort of movie studio. And in fact, this summer, after we did Smokey, the remake of Smokey and the Bandit, which is called Stand On It, by the way, and you can get a copy of this DVD if you go to johnschneiderstudios.com.
Yeah, I'll take it. It sounds really good.
And he has all kinds of merchandise. You can see the studio. There is a lot of rooms and cabins here at the studio. It has over 100 acres. There's a swimming pool. Anything that you can think of. Here in this house that I'm staying in, which was really cool during COVID, there's a 30-seat movie theater. It's got stadium seating. So like I don't really have television, but when I want to watch a movie, there's a popcorn machine, and you get really comfortable seats. And
yeah, I bet it feels, luckily have that there, and you have you have the things you need to not be bored, and we have internet now, so I'm so glad we have Zoom, FaceTime, and everything else, so we can stay in contact with our friends, our loved ones, everyone. It's just such a relief.
Well, and, it's what the thing about movies, and I think that everyone has a mixed feelings about what HBO Max has done with Warner Brothers and DC Universe, and we can get into that another time. But after touring to these movie theaters, these drive-in movie theaters, and doing this really great event, and seeing people's faces that are so happy to be somewhat close to normal again, next to normal almost.
Yeah.
But then also in an environment that people haven't been in a while. It's been a long time since people, been to a drive-in movie theater.
Yeah.
And John's going to do more of it, and he's starting a new tour this part of the year that he's calling the Save the Small Town tour. Because here in the United States, you go into these towns. We went into so many small towns that the downtown at one time was this beautiful architecture, these bustling little bitty tiny microcosms, these little cities that they're abandoned. Like all the buildings in their little downtown are falling apart, and there's no businesses in them because of, we have Walmart here that sort of took over all the small little businesses,
Yeah, it is, it's sad, especially with COVID, loads of the small shops are closing down, and even quite big ones here have been have to close. It's just I hope things get back to normality soon, and we can go back to cons, and I can go back to America. I can see you again. I can see.
Yeah, well, Alicia, who's John's wife, is they're like family to me. So she's like a sister. She's bossy, so she kind of treats me like she's my mother. I think she calls me her man child. That is exactly what she calls me. But she says, when you go to a place, when you leave that place, you should leave it better than it was before you got there.
Yeah.
So leave it better than you.
Yeah, I thought. I think I thought it was because Zoom, I think, has a 40-minute.
45 minutes.
Oh, 45. Okay, that's all right. I've just stopped recording, but I've just started a new one, so hopefully you'll save pretty well. Yeah, I thought it was ended. I don't even know how we can see how long the call's been going on for. I don't use Zoom at all. I have no idea.
It says it is still recording on my end.
Yeah, I've set up a new recording. It should be all right.
So leave it the way, leave it better than it was when you found it.
Yeah.
And I definitely think that this has been a good year. It's been a good year for me.
Yeah.
March 13th, Friday, March 13th, the day that they did the lockdown in most of the United States, the movie that I was in, the first time that I was in a major studio movie where I had an appearance in the trailer that was all over the movie theaters.
That was what's it called again?
The Hunt.
Yes, I say that, but I've seen the clip where you get killed.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, I think it's even to be in a movie, and to get that movie, and to get Walking Dead, even to get anything, to get killed off in an awesome way, or a gruesome way, is just like, even if it's a small bit, it's still.
It's good. It is fun. I've died more than I've lived. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I've died more than I've lived. But I guess, that's our lot in life.
Yeah. You gotta,
so the heroes can live. In a way, I am a hero.
You're definitely a hero in The Walking Dead, I just, like I said, I wish you guys had more time, and you should I hope you
Well,
get.
that means that they did what they were supposed to do. They did their job. They
Yeah,
they faked you guys out. They made you think that you're getting this new great group of guys, and then they pulled the rug out from under you, which it seems that they abuse the audience all the time on The Walking
yeah.
Dead.
Because I know. Wait, I think 2 survived until season 10 because there was
Malik,
um it was Margot and someone else and
Malik, Malik,
I don't know his name.
Zeke.
I have no idea. There was like a he got killed by Beta in the first half of season 10, I think, and so did she. But she got killed by Negan. Then the group is completely gone. But you know, the small I think the smaller characters make the show because they're I find them more interesting. Like I have a really unpopular opinion that I love Norman, but I do not like Daryl.
Daryl. Oh, that's Norman's character is
Yeah.
Daryl.
Yeah, I just everyone hates on me for it, but I just make fun of it. You know, I like when people get angry at me. It's quite funny.
You know, I didn't like Carl.
Uh,
The
yeah,
little kid with the eye patch, Carl.
I didn't really like him either until I was like, didn't like him until like his last episode. I was like, oh.
And then it seemed like every scene he was in, it was about shushing up the crying baby.
Yeah, I you know, characters. My favorite characters quite often change, but you know, it's pretty much Carol and Aaron are the main two, and
Which one's Aaron?
Aaron is Ross's character, the one with the cool mace. But I don't know how long the show. Oh, she's got 22 plus 6, so
I think
28.
you better find some new obsession.
Uh, I'll find something.
Yeah, well, let's see what's going on with me. I did one of the best roles I've ever had in my life. I got to do this summer. We did a movie here in lockdown where we the whole crew and all the actors, we were sort of prisoners of the studio. We weren't allowed to leave because of COVID, but so we lived with each other. We worked all day long, and then we partied with each other at night. And this movie is going to be coming out this year, hopefully, and it is called Half Lives. It was written and directed, or is adapted and directed by David Bush, who was the script supervisor on The Hunt.
Okay.
And I think he's also the script supervisor on, David, kill me if I'm wrong, The True Don Quixote, a movie that Anne Mahoney and I did together.
I'm gonna try and when I get a chance, I'm gonna try and watch. I still need to watch The Hunt and watch the film review and I just it'd be good to just watch it and watch something new and.
Well, they're both on Amazon, so you can get
Prime.
the same push.
Is it on Prime or normal Amazon?
I don't know the difference, but like I know that Amazon, The Hunt and The True Don Quixote is on Amazon.
Okay, cool. Yeah, hopefully it's on mine. I'm not sure if it's like Netflix where your Netflix has The Walking Dead and other stuff. We don't on ours, which is confusing.
Yeah, but you know what? Every once in a while, I get a little paycheck in the mail that says, however you guys watch The Walking Dead, we get paid a little bit more for it. So
That's good.
thank you for that. Oh, yeah. Bought me a couple of Happy Meals when I couldn't afford anything else to eat.
It's like you've just lost the Office, the US Office. Now we've just gained it on our Netflix, which I have no idea why, but Netflix is just confusing, I guess.
I think that The Office was on a network.
Oh, it's been pushed to.
Here, they're starting its own streaming service, so they have to back.
Peacock, I think it's called.
Peacock, that's NBC. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, The Office, 30 Rock, all those sort of. That's a style, right? What do you call that style of TV show? where like they're aware that the camera's there in the audience. They kind of talk to you once in a while.
Comedy, third person-ish. I'm not really sure.
I don't. Oh, but and from The Office, this summer I got to, or this summer, a movie I did with Steve Carell that was written and directed by Jon Stewart called Irresistible. It was a fun little film, Irresistible. So it's Steve Carell. Oh, I think Rose Byrne, her name from Bridesmaids. Chris Cooper, American Beauty. That's a great film, fun. And Jon Stewart, like he's writing comedy now and directing on The Daily Show. But a funny story, and I can't think of his name, but he's part of the Walking Dead family, and I think that he might be a background for the Walking Dead. Whenever I was filming in this little town in Georgia, I guess I put on social media that I was somewhere. And then he figured out that he knew where I was, and like he and like a little crowd kind of shows up at the like barricades of the set and like was telling security that they knew me and stopped production for a second. And then everyone's like, I don't know anybody. And they're like, yeah, they say they're your fans. And I looked over and there's like dozens of people that are Walking Dead fans. And I was like, I don't know them. I totally didn't have their back at all.
Has The Walking Dead somewhat changed your life, or changed?
Yes, of course, it's changed my life.
It's just,
It has.
It's so good. You know, The Walking Dead can bring people together, and it can like show new light on actors, and that's what I love. I think like Robin Lord Taylor, who played Sam in The Walking Dead. He I don't know if that helped him towards Gotham, but now he played the Penguin in Gotham.
Oh, wow. Well,
such a big character, such a good arc for work.
They say it takes 15 years to become an overnight success, right? So I would say that The Walking Dead was a part of my 15-year journey to where like that launched me into sort of being an overnight success. That,
yeah,
you know, now people know who I am. You know, I said one line in The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't remember what it was, but it was, you know,
folks found us.
Focus found us.
That's folks found us.
Oh, folks found us. You know, there's that one. You know, people
found us.
People, you know, will always know the Pike scene now. Like that
right.
is the best death scene, on-screen scene.
It was sneaky. It was sneaky, and it hurt people's feelings. And I think that the Walking Dead fans are sort of sadomasochists. They like to be hurt for whatever reason. They like to be.
They like a good death. Like they love a good death.
So when you can.
So you go first.
So both episodes in the top 5. I think that's what the fans say.
Definitely, yeah. That one, and that is definitely my top episode ever. Like those 2 seasons have been the peak of Walking Dead. Has been in a while. I'm not gonna sit there, but like it's been amazing. All, you know, every season. It hasn't been.
That shirt that you're wearing, I have one of those too.
Yeah.
Somebody, I wish I could remember her name, but like somebody just walked up to me, I think at Walker Stalker, and said, "Here, this is yours."
Yeah, she was.
I don't remember her name.
No, but she had a booth, and there was loads. She sold this March, and I was kind of walking there. I was like, I had to get this one because, you know, that was the Pike Up was the biggest op I had. That's the biggest op I've ever had. You know, with you guys, with my friends, it was such an amazing photo op to share with you guys.
Well, it was really exciting for me too, because that was my first experiencing like this sort of excitement about what it was like to be a fan of the show, and to tag along and sort of like be instantly like led into the circle of friends that was. It's a very unique experience fans have with a show like this, and how they each identify with a certain character, and their facts and how they allow themselves to live in the reality of the show itself, but then also can live within the reality of it not being real,
Yeah.
and finding friends and bonding over over the show. And I've seen how it's changed people, like Katie, uh, um, Katie, what's her last name? She was like purple hair.
Yeah.
But Katie, getting to meet her, and then I met her at Camp Merrimack.
Yeah, that's where we met. Yeah.
Is that where and I met you at Camp Merrimack?
Yeah.
But leading up to Camp Merrimack, you know, the episode that I was in for The Walking Dead, I ain't gonna lie, I was bitter that I only got to work for 3 months on The Walking Dead. I just always knew that it was going to be a couple of years of revenue for me, and so I was bitter whenever I wasn't on it, and so the episode aired on my birthday.
Oh wow.
And I refused to watch. So with that Sunday, I was in New Orleans, and we went out to eat, and I didn't tell anyone that it was on, and like I just was going about my birthday. And then later that night, we're having cocktails, and my phone just starts buzzing and buzzing and buzzing, buzzing, and like and it was fans of the show figuring out who I was, and friend requesting me on Facebook.
Yeah.
And Instagram. Before The Walking Dead, I had 32 followers on Instagram. And then for the next 3 weeks, I sat most of my time accepting followers until someone said, well, you know, you can just fix it so that you don't have to do that anymore. So we did. And then that's how I think I met you guys, was just through social media.
Yeah, for social media.
Like watching you, and I learned so much about the show and what everything was about just by reading your posts and sort of following you guys and being fans of you to figure out how to fit into it. So
I love that, like about some of the actors you can be friends with on Facebook, and you could talk to them, a little bit, and then when you meet them, it feels like you've known them for years.
yeah, I was so excited to see you, you and Katie, and I'm so bad with names. I'm usually very good with names. I don't know. It's COVID. That's my symptom from COVID, was I lost my names.
That makes sense. I'm bad at names all year round.
Oh, I'm really good with names. They're just crazy because I brag that I know everyone's name that I've ever signed an autograph for. I have a book. You can only ever take that for granted, but like when you have handlers that take money, when you're signing an autograph and doing a photo op, and then I'll usually have somebody sitting next to me so that when I get to meet somebody very briefly, they say their name and they're just sitting next to me and they'll write what they're wearing, and then like where they're from, or like just a tidbit of our conversation we're having, so that later, and it really helped during Walker Stalker, because it was more than one day. When I could see them the next day, I could say hi and remember their name, because that night when I got back, I would read over the list of people.
That's a really good idea.
Well, yeah, I don't want to take it for granted, and like it's not like I'm selling shoes. It's just it's a picture of me, and it's something. And that's like actors. I don't ever, if I ever get to be, or like, and now that I have a couple of times, I don't ever want to be one of those actors that somebody wanted to meet, and then the opportunity that they did get to meet, so what, that they got my order wrong in the restaurant. I don't want to carry it on into when I'm meeting somebody, because I've been there before. I've had my idols and actors that I really loved, and then I get the chance to be in a scene with them in a movie, and it was disappointing. It was disappointing.
Sometimes
jerky people.
Yeah, you build up such a idea of what they're like, what you're gonna say, what it's gonna be like. But luckily for me, I've never really had a bad.
They're gonna invite me for Thanksgiving, and I'm like best friends. Yeah.
I've never had a bad experience. Luckily, at a convention meeting a guest. Like I've always had fun, and it's the best. I've been doing cons since 2016, and like looking back, these boost your confidence so much. Like I wouldn't be here today talking to you if I didn't have cons, if I didn't have the support from you, from my friends, from my family, from my girlfriend. Everybody is just such a good experience having amazing friends.
Oh yeah, and look at Tamara. You know, she's so many health issues and stuff, and her connection that she has with Melissa is profound. It's profound, and you can't say that it's you know, and that's a responsibility for Melissa and for her. You know, to sort of have that wild sort of you're helping people and you don't even know why. You know, like I was trained in Shakespeare. I've played Octavius Caesar and Antony Cleopatra. I've played a lot of really great Shakespearean roles, but who cares? I said, folks found us in The Walking Dead, and that's it's not even I am pentameter. But you know, that's what it is. Oh, and then at the fall reunion, Tammy, she brought us all like, oh God, I'm about to cry thinking about it. They give him a picture in there. I should have brought it. Was Justin was, last close of his life. It was just important for him and getting to meet him and how like that, you realize that you're responsible and you have to be responsible for how you treat people.
Yeah, definitely. You find
and it's in real life. It's in real life, and I think we're forgetting that. Like, I have to step away from Facebook and how hateful people are to each other on Facebook is.
Yeah, I think the worst for the hate is Twitter. I enjoy Twitter if it's my friends while posting something for myself. I don't interact with people I don't know because Twitter is so toxic.
But I don't think that it would be that way in real life.
No, they would not say half the stuff they say on Twitter.
Oh, I mean, because I'm a big guy, and like some people have said some stuff to me online, and I'm like, let's take it outside. You, me, on the playground. I'll kick your ass. Like there's not that sort of component anymore. So
that's the bad thing about social media is the hate and the horrible people.
Yeah, I don't think people are horrible. What is it? Like they feel safe and they're going to say nasty things. But if it was real life, they wouldn't be saying those things to each other.
Yeah, they'd be too scared.
Well, not even too scared, but like decency.
Sure. Yeah, you wouldn't ever be so,
Ain't nobody got no more class no more.
No.
Ain't nobody got no more class no more. That's what they say here in Louisiana. Oh gosh. Hey, I have a question for you. Okay, can I ask you a couple questions? And this is just for the Louisiana people.
Yeah.
Louisiana people have a strange way of saying certain things around, and I'm sure that you have a strange way of saying certain things that we would not say in the United States. Yeah. So I will describe something, and you, to the best of my ability, without giving it away, and you tell me what it's called there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing would be where you live. If you have an outdoor garden and you have a home and you have a lawn, there's an outdoor like water area, right, where you can screw this mechanism into this outdoor water area, and then you can transport the water to different areas. What do you call the thing that transports the water?
The hose.
The hose. Is that what it's called? The hose?
Yeah, like there's like a, for like watering the plants and stuff, yeah.
It's the hose.
Yeah.
Basically pants, right?
Pants?
No. The hose. Well, here in Louisiana, Alicia, she calls it a hose pipe.
Yeah. The thing is pipe hose.
The hose. And in Oklahoma, we call it the water hose. not too far off.
Yeah, there's some other weird ones that I always have fake arguments with my girlfriend that like we say something different, you know, we just have just make fun of it because it's just funny how you not funny you like, you know, Americans say a lot of things different compared to we do.
Sure, like we would say, "Oh my gosh, I don't want to wait in line. The line's so long to
Yeah.
get something, right?"
Here we
What
have
do you
the
say?
queue.
The queue?
Yeah,
Do you wait in the queue or do you wait on the queue?
in the queue.
In the queue, because there's certain parts of the United States where they say they're standing online.
Yeah, I think I've heard a few different accents. That's why I like cons. You hear different, especially when I was in the States. You know, I heard people in California, uh, Illinois, Alabama, like to say Texas, whatever. Loads of random accents,
Right.
and the way they say it, sometimes so confusing. But
So like a daily chore is you have to go get food to supply your house with food. So you have to go to the market to get the food. When you're doing that task, what do you call that
we just
task?
call it shopping.
What?
We just call it shopping.
You're shopping? So
Yeah.
when you say shopping, they just know it's for food?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we just go. Oh, I was gonna go get some shopping. It's like food or you know, food, clothes, or whatever. Really, anything.
Here in New Orleans, they say they're making groceries.
Making groceries.
Yeah, like they making them.
Yeah, I've heard of
Yeah.
grocery shopping, but never making groceries.
No, they're making groceries. They're making groceries.
That's
Making groceries.
an unusual one. There's some. I remember when I was in. I don't know if you've ever had food there. It's called Pity Pats in Atlanta.
Pity pats.
Such an amazing restaurant. All my friends were asking me to say, you know, say British words or what we call it, what you know, different things I say. And Ange, my con adopted mum, she asked me to call her a
Angie.
I don't want to say it, but I don't want to say it just in case YouTube tells me off. But CUNT. She asked me to call her that. Yeah.
Was she Australian?
No, she's from California, but she asked me to call her it. Like, I mean, I'll call you it because it'd be funny, but it's just weird because you know they don't really hear it that much, or they don't hear British people talk.
She wanted to hear. She wanted to hear you say.
Yeah,
cunt.
yeah, she wanted me to call her a cunt. I'll say it. I don't get paid, so I don't get paid from YouTube. It's all right.
She just wanted to hear it. Yeah, I will say that like one of a vile word here is faggot.
Yeah,
Right?
I don't know if you have them, but that's a food here as well.
A fag?
Yeah, a faggot is a food. It's in a chippy. It's like a ball of meat.
Oh, so it's not a little stick that you start a fire with.
That too, I think.
And a cigarette.
Yeah, we call a cigarette a fag.
And do you call homosexuals flaming faggots?
No way.
But look, it's a bad thing, right? Like the discussion is it goes back to like public executions.
Like I hate people being like I used to get homophobic comments on a post about Walking Dead if it was about Aaron and Eric, you know, the only gay couple on the show. So I was like, nope, block you. I can't. I don't.
Do you have a lot of that there then, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's worse in America, but luckily it's.
Wasn't that part supposed to Brexit or something? Were they?
Idea.
No, I do. I like. I do like to. Well, they say that you reclaim the word. So, like there is an essay called "Reclaiming Cunt," and it is about women saying like, if I use the word, then it takes away its power, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I do say that like little children, you know, this is going to be awful. Edit it later. I don't know, but like My like term of endearment for children that are just annoying is goddamn little faggots. So you should just like, and then to be nice, I just call them you GDLF. You GDLF. But that would be God's darling little friend.
Ah, yes.
But reclaim, you reclaim the word, you bring it back, you let it lose its power. But I think that now we can't even do that anymore because people are so sensitive, because you can't tell if people are being hurtful or if people are in jest.
Yeah.
So
These days.
Even to say that in jest, it's not right. We got to be mindful of each other and
definitely. Yeah, we gotta watch what we
make
say.
the world a safe space. So we shouldn't call people faggots, I guess.
No.
Or ourselves.
Pardon?
It just makes everyone uncomfortable.
Yeah, there's some words who people hate. There's some people words that I mean, I think I don't like some words. I'm like, if you say it, I don't really care. It's I'm pretty chill with most words if it's not like bad,
There's a couple words I just don't like to hear.
Yeah, definitely for you.
Especially like a man, there's certain words that like children should say, we can let children say it, but when a grown man says the word, it's like, that doesn't work. Like panties.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one.
Especially when you like say every syllable of it. Panties. Panties. It's an awful word.
I'm pretty sure that's mainly more of an American word.
Panties. Yeah.
We don't really say that here.
No, in Oklahoma they call them panties. They're panties. It's not panties.
I love the American accent. Like they're all like for me. I don't really think we sound different. Like all of Americans sound differently. I've got so many friends in different states, and it's basically all because of The Walking Dead. Like that has built my friendship. Like with most of my online friends I talk to now. It's through
Right.
and cons.
I'm from Oklahoma, and there's certain I think that I've been an actor long enough that I've went through vocal training to try to neutralize my accent, but I hear it, especially like if you hear a recording of me speaking, I'm like, oh my God, I still say that. So very quickly, in Oklahoma, my Oklahoma family, the vowel I, A-E-I-O-U. In Oklahoma, the I in any word is always this really bright I. And in Oklahoma, people speak with a smile. So
is that the South or no? Could be wrong. I'm probably
I guess it's the Midwest. It's the South. It's Indian territory. Or the Plains. The Plains. It's a lot like the blues. It's a state of mind, and it's also the way you look. People from the Plains look really hard. You got anything else you want to discuss?
I think that's
you ready to go?
Yeah, that's all the questions. We've had a good chat. Yeah, I know you don't. You don't watch the other spin-offs, right? The Walking Dead.
I don't have television. I don't even have. I have like a Netflix account, and I have. I don't watch television. I know it's just. I read, and television doesn't interest me. I watch movies, but I don't have the attention span to watch any type of serial.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's like my girlfriend. She can't watch like long TV shows or anything. She just gets bored.
And even like an episode of The Walking Dead, to me, even though it has like what they call the Spanish tragedy, like they show you the ending of the episode of the very first like frames of the episode, so you know where it's going to end up. I still think they're a little long. Yeah. They're a little boring to me. Like everyone just whispers.
Some episodes can be quite boring, but like I don't think I've really disliked that episode this season. Like past seasons I have, but lately they've all been good acting, good writing, good filming.
You know what? I think it would be a very interesting episode of this for you to do. And it's going to get out of hand, but these guys are the greatest. I think it would be funny to get Marisol,
That's
Oscar.
She went to the bash, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, I know her.
She's like on the island of the women or something. She's a warrior woman.
Oh yes, yeah, she's in the ocean side. Yeah, I know she is.
And then Adam Deal. Adam Deal. Did you go? Were you at the very first Camp Merrimack? In that night we did like the trivia where like the different actors from the show had a team of people.
I went to the second one in October of 2019. I didn't go to that was the only one I've been to the camps.
But Adam Deal, he proposed to his wife now at that thing, and he's now a background actor on The Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah.
So Oscar, Marisol, and Adam, and Brandon. It would be fun. It would be fun to see you with all of those.
I would love to get like a massive group one.
In one episode, and just they're crazy. They're
do. Yeah, I think I have to get the Zoom Pro, which is
you more than two.
Yeah, I think if it's 3 to go, it's like say me, you, and someone else. That's free. But if I wanted unlimited call and more than 3 people, it's only £8 a month. It's not bad. I don't mind doing that. If it's gonna be fun, it'll be something to do. And I've got
just do that one time.
Yeah, I've got another hopeful video interview on the 23rd, I think. I won't say yet, but it's someone else from The Walking Dead, so I'm pretty excited to start doing this, and I'm glad to be the first guest.
We'll have a new president by then.
Yes.
If we're still alive here. It's crazy as a kid.
Yeah, I'm I don't want to get too political, but I'm glad, I'm just glad for everyone's sake, and if you don't, if you're watching, don't agree.
We're just going into a different phase of politics. Hopefully we'll have a break from it being constantly everyone bickering over who's right.
Yeah,
but it's gotten very loud lately.
Better. Yeah, I really hope it gets better for everyone. I hope COVID is somewhat eased soon with the vaccines and precautions and everything, and the distancing, and just get back to going to real cons and meeting each other in real life and having that. Like, this is amazing, but you miss hugs, you miss human interaction in real life.
You live alone?
I live with my parents, so it's not too bad. Yeah, no.
Luckily, you live with your parents.
There's no way I can afford to live on my own.
You're the only child of parents who's ever said that. Luckily, I live with my parents.
No, I'm very grateful to live with.
But it's time.
It's
short.
Money wise, saving wise.
Oh wow,
it's so good.
Oh, my friend, it was good.
Pardon?
Well, I said it was great chatting.
Yeah, it was great chatting with you. It's almost 11:05. I gotta go to bed and get ready for work tomorrow.
I want to turn this around so that you can see what the sunset looks like here in Louisiana.
I love that. I love the view of places. Like, I wish I could show my view right now, but it's almost midnight. It's completely dark. You look down and you see a lake, and I love it.
Is it snowy? Is it cold there?
It's cold. It's not so every year we go, oh, it's gonna snow, but
it never does.
The last time I remember it was snowing was just before I went to one of the Walk Talk of London's. 2018 maybe, so 17 was the last time.
We're supposed to get snow tonight.
Really?
Yeah, it's no, I didn't like it when I lived in Chicago. No. I liked it when it first started snowing, for being where you never see snow. It was romantic. Yeah. Oh, it's snowing, but then no.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's I'm not used to it, but showing her parents and everyone else that I hate snow. Like, I want to go see snow. Like, I want to be in America. I want to be there while it snows like heavily.
I think it's probably snowing in Indiana right now.
It might be. I haven't checked, but
Well, my boyfriend Jesse is living in Michigan. He is not here with me, so he's in Michigan, which is close to Indiana.
Is he doing all right? Is he doing good?
Yes, he's with his mom.
Good.
And right now he's with his brother and their baby. His brother and his wife had a baby named Lincoln. It's so cute. I haven't got to meet Lincoln yet, but I see him in pictures. And he's with his mom, Kathy.
Soon.
And I love him and I miss him. And do you remember Karen Tanking?
Yes.
She was a volunteer at the camp.
Yeah, she was working with Sabrina.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she was kind of our house mom. I met her at the camp, and we just become the best of friends.
I've spoke to her a couple of times, and I met her there. She's so lovely.
Oh, she's amazing, and she's on the front lines. She's a nurse.
Oh wow. Yes.
Hospital.
It's just. I'm glad you're safe. I'm glad you're safe. I'm glad your family's safe, and hopefully you're COVID free again soon.
Yeah, I think I'm COVID free. I tested negative for it, so.
Okay.
And then so they, instead of firing me in the movie, they just rearranged the schedule, so I start filming on the 20th.
Oh, that's good. That's just so much better then.
So I still get to play the role.
Good. Yeah, I'm gonna think it's time to go. Gotta get ready for work or for bed. I know it's late here. Go work in the morning.
All right. Good night, buddy. See ya. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Number 1, you did good. The first one down.
I'm getting the first.
Only a couple of mistakes, right?
Yeah.
So time zone.
See you later. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.